Hi everybody, this is Chris. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to make some cards and I'm going to show you different techniques in order to get this paper here. So I've used watercolor markers, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do these ombre colors. I'm going to use greens this time, and also I have used embossing glitter. It's embossing powder with glitter in it, so I hope the camera will be able to pick that one up because it's really shiny. Maybe if I'm there you will see it better. So this one is really glittery. I also have this one here in a light blue. I almost did a tone on tone. And this one here is darker, so you can see the glitter, I guess, very much better on this one here, which is it's a black one with silver glitter in it. And there's another example here which has very few glitter, but it's also very shiny. It's a very metallic look. It's not exactly silver, but it looks like silver. And this one here is only using white, so it's really nice. It's very easy to do. Usually I like to do light colors towards darker colors. This time I've done the opposite, which is darker here to light. So you can do these very, very easily, and we're going to mix all these different techniques. And I will show you the brands I have used as for the embossing glitter. So first what I'm going to do is use some, like I said, watercolor markers, and I'm going to go from the lightest to the biggest, and I'm going to use this big stamp here. This is why I have this big watercolor paper, because I'm going to use a lot of water. You need to use watercolor paper. If you don't, and you use just plain paper, you won't be able to put water and it's not going to blend. This is what I've done here on a thick paper, but it's not watercolor, and the ink really sank into the paper too quickly and I was not able to do much with it. So watercolor paper is important. This is cold press watercolor, and it's a nice one. It doesn't have to be very expensive to do this. So first what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with the lightest, and I'm not going to put some ink directly onto the top, so I will be able to do this ombre color almost like really, really light on the top. So I'm going to start like here, and I'm going to use the other side there. Sorry for my finger. I have used ink and it's not, my fingers are clean, but it's not really nice looking. Sorry about that. So I'm going to use the other side of this brush. And because it has a tendency to get very quickly into the paper, I'm not going to wait, and I'm going to use water immediately. And I'm going to be able to blend this so I won't have any marker strokes in the paper. And I'm going to go straight up to the top. So I'm going to move a little bit the color upwards. Okay, now I'm going to use the second darkest color, and I'm going to put some down here. I think I need to use again the other side, which is much smoother. And again, very quickly, put some water here. And I'm going to blend it into my opera color. And finally, I'm going to use this color. Which one am I going to use? That one. And water again. And I think it's a bit too light here, so I'm going to take a little bit, I'm going to lift off a little bit of this color, add more water, and blend it here a little bit. So I like this. And now you have two ways of drying it. You can let it dry, but it's going to take a while, especially if you used a lot of water, I mean. Or you can also use a heat gun and heat it up very fast. When it's going to heat up, is going to buckle on one side. So what I like to do is heat it on one side and then flip it over and hit it on the other side, so it's going to stretch flat afterwards. So I'm going to do this off camera because you don't really need to see me do that. And I'll be back and we'll start to stamp. Alright, so now everything has dried completely. It's about time to stamp. But just before, I just want to emphasize the fact that it really needs to be completely dry before stamping, because otherwise when you're going to put the embossing powder, it's going to stick everywhere. So first make sure it's completely dry, and then we're going to use a little anesthetic pad. So I made my own. It's so cheap. It's just an old cloth. It can be an old t-shirt. That was an old t-shirt actually, and I put some cornstarch in it, and as you can see, if I put some a little bit here, you can see this cornstarch getting through it just a little bit. So I'm gonna put some here onto my paper, so I'm sure that later on when I'm gonna stamp using the Versamark, it's not going to stick. I just blow a little bit. It's not going to stick everywhere on my paper, and more specifically where I don't want it to be. So now that I have this, I'm going to use my Versamark. It's my ink pad. It's really yicky, but it's, I don't know, probably 10 years old, and I use it quite often. And you can re-ink it, or what I like to use is a little bit of water and glycerin. And I just put a few drops there. I mix both together, and you can spray it or use a little bit of a spoon and pour it on just to make it really juicy. So I'm really patting my my stamp really well, so my glitter and my embossing glitter actually is going to stick to this very nicely. And when I have a big stamp like this, what I like to do is put it down, and then I'm going to use my paper and put it on top, and that's what I'm going to do here. Hold it on really well on one hand, and then you start to kind of buffer your paper on top. Okay, and just lift it off. All right, now what I'm going to do, I know you can't see anything. What I'm going to do now is use some ink, some embossing powder, and I am going to choose very quickly the color. I might use this green one here. It's green with glitter. And I'm going to show you the brand just later. I should have done this before actually, but that's fine. Take all the excess off. I'm not flickering too heavily, but look at this, how nice it is already. Oh gosh, I really love that. So now I'm going to put the rest of it into the container so nothing is lost. And now, just to make sure that this is not going anywhere, what I like to do, and again, I'm not going to really show you this. I don't think the camera is going to pick it up, but I'm not going to put my heat gun on top of it. I'm going to heat it up from the bottom, because otherwise what can happen is that it's going to blow off all the glitter that is inside here. Alright, so I have embossed everything, and now I'm going to show you the result before cutting them into pieces. So let me show you the different actually effects that I have, and I'm going to show you also the brand that I have used. I have used the Wow embossing glitter. So make sure when you buy these, they really look alike, the same shapes, the same bottle. Some of them are just glitter and some of them are embossed glitter. So make sure when you buy them that it's written embossed glitter. Otherwise you're going to have a big surprise. You're going to blow everything off. It's not going to stick to anything. It's not going to melt like embossing powder should. So let me show you from this part here what it looks like. I hope the camera will be able to pick up all the glitteriness of this. It's a light gold with a lot of shimmer. This one is the one I have used here actually. So it's almost a tone on tone when you look at it this way. Depending on how the camera, the light comes from, it's going to be very different. It really looks like gold, but with a lot of glitter inside. I really like the effect. This one here that I've used is this one here. So when it melts down, You hardly see the glitter, but it's really shiny anyway, and it's really a brownish color, which I like as well. And then you have, I haven't used all of them yet, but you have this one that is a dark pink. It's almost red, but it's not red, and also glitter inside. You have this green plain one, glittery, but with no like glitter added like other colors. I have also this darker gold, if you can see this, and all the little glitter here have different colors. They're blue, they're greens, they're reds, they're some gold and silver mixed into this, so you can see the difference. And I also have these three others, very light blue with a lot of silver inside. Also the pink one here, and this green with a lot of gold. So they're very different. I guess that there are other colors. I also have this black with silver glitter. And I have silver with a lot of, let me see if I come a little closer. Are you going to see it better? I don't know. The camera, you know, my screen is so small, I'm not sure you can really see this. The blue is kind of really nice, also with some glitter inside, which will be silver, with a little tiny bit of red also. So these are just a few of what you can expect, and they're very, very shiny. I wanted to use gold embossing powder, the one from Ranger, but the one I used, it's not this bottle, it's another one, is probably 10 years old, and it was not melting down. So make sure that when you have embossing powder, use it up, because otherwise you might have to throw it away later. I'm going to trim them down and adjust them to do something very similar to what I have done here previously. So I'm going to trim some to put here on the side, up and down, and another one here to put on the left side again, just to make something a little different than just using the whole sheet behind. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be back in just a second. Oh, and by the way, something else I'm going to do, I'm going to cut into the leftovers. I'm going to cut some flowers with my dies. I'm going to cut also a happy birthday or something like that, some words. And so I'm going to take, really, I'm going to use it up completely, so there's going to be no waste. I don't like wasting. All right, so I have cut all my pieces down, and now it's time to put everything together. So I've already put some double-sided tape on the back, and now it's assembly time. This is one of my favorite moments when everything takes place. So I'm going to put this here. I've cut out also in the leftover of this paper a happy birthday, and I'm going to do like I've done with the other examples. I'm going to put it some on the nail. So I'm going to use a little bit of glue here. I'm going to put the happy here. Taking away the excess glue, doing the same thing on the birthday now. When it's really small like this, what I like to do is to put a little bit of glue on my hand here and just dip the die cut into the glue. So I know there's not going to be too much, and I think it goes quicker than trying to apply the glue everywhere here. And I'm going to happy a little downwards. Happy birthday, that's just fine. Okay, I'm sorry. I have a little something in my throat. And now again, with the leftovers, I have cut out some flowers. And in some other papers also have cut out butterflies, so there's no waste. So the flower is going to go here. That's nice. And I'm going to put some embellishments down here as well. So I'm going to put these blings just there. And this one tiny too. I might use that glue because it's really tiny. And I'll take this glue away when everything is dry. And there you have it. I think it's really nice. You see all the shimmer here? You can see that it's going from light to darker. In real life, it looks better than what I can see apparently on the camera, but this is really, really nice. You could add more flowers to it if you wanted to. I think it's just nice the way it is. I might add some few more blings on that side as well. I don't know yet which one I'm going to use. Let me see. I might put some other little flowers. Yes, I'm going to do that in some little spots. I'm not going to put flowers everywhere, just a little bit. And here you go. So I've got some blings here, lightest color to a green, a more bright green here, and 3 other ones there. So I think it's really nice. It's blingy, but not too much. The background is matte, so it's really nice and makes things pop out a lot. So this is a very, very interesting technique. So now let's get to the other colors. So this one is going to be kind of similar. So I am going to use this one here, which is With Love. This one is a bit long, so I'm going to shorten it out a little bit. That's perfect. And again, some embellishments, some flowers. I'm going to put the bigger one downwards this time. And I'm going to fluffy it up a little bit. I don't like things when they're too flat. I like three-dimensional flowers. And this one on top. There you go. On this one, I'm not going to put any more blings. I'm going to leave it as is. And now the final one is going to be the lightest green I have. So I have already cut out my 2 pieces. And I'm going to put this one down here. Oops. And again, some flowers that I've cut out into that piece of paper. So what am I going to use? Let's see. Oh, and I have the word hello also to get in there. So let me put that one in here too. So I have used holographic paper. I have a ton of that I bought for Christmas. And I thought I was going to use it up also here because you can see it's quite big. This hello is quite big. You can see it's holographic and the reflection of the colors, the gold is beautiful. Okay. And I'm going to use smaller flowers then. I'm going to put one here and again I'm going to fluffy it up. Put one here and I think I'm going to put the other one down there. So it's not too symmetrical. Oh, I like that. And I'm probably gonna put, what is this color gonna do? Let me see. Yeah, I like that. One here. The other there. And I'm going to add some of these blings. I want to have a little more humph to this. So I'm going to use the darkest green I have. And there you go. See, just a few little things. So it makes things pop out because I was thinking it was maybe a bit too light of a color. So now I can see this more. So the eye is attracted by a lot of different places, not only in the center, but also on the top and the bottom. So this one is really springy. I love it. Spring is around the corner. I'm going to zoom out and you tell me which one of these do you like the best. Let me put these like this. I think they're all very nice. They're all very special. I'm going to put that here because of the glare. You're not going to see much otherwise. There you go. You see how the effect are just beautiful. It makes things more interesting than just having everything matte all the time. I love embossing powders, and these powders I just am in love. So remember, wow, embossed with glitter powders, they really are nice. If you think sometimes the powder or the glitter comes out too much, what you can do is use a little hairspray and spray onto your paper, let it to dry, and then you'll cut out your different shapes or flowers out of it. It's easier if you do that before. So there you go. I hope you like this tutorial, so please give me some thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button. And also, please share on social medias, Facebook, Pinterest, and many more. Thank you so much. Take care and see you soon.